Hi, everybody. We are live. It's Sunday night. It's Mother's Day, and we weren't really sure, who all was going to show up tonight, who was going to come. But I see we've got quite a few people in here already. Hello, just Jason Keto and Ron's Keto Cafe and Lisa and Raggedy Annie, Patty and Yvonne. I just saw Yvonne pop in there. So welcome, you guys. So we're gonna do things a little different tonight. There will be Q&A later, of course, and we are also having a giveaway. But I wanted to just let you know that we've also got a couple of moderators in the background there. We have Bonnie and Melissa. Melissa is, you'll see her as Copper's Carnivore Kitchen showing up. They will be there to help you, with any links or any questions that you might have in the background. Today we're going to talk about moms. And so I do have a couple of guests in the background, and I think that we are going to also have, there's another one coming. She'll be here maybe a little later. I told her she could pop in when she felt like it, kind of thing. So what I want to do, because one of our guests has to get back to what she's got some company and things like that. It is Mother's Day after all. So I appreciate that many of you guys are here on Mother's Day, and maybe even there's other things going on behind you in the background, but you took the time, to come here. So, before I move on to our first guest, I forgot to say who I was. My name is Anita. And, if this is your first time here, I've been doing this for a while. We probably, should we go into all that other stuff? Yeah. So I think what we'll do is okay. I'm Anita. My channel is ketogenicwoman.com. And just in case you're here, for the very first time, I've lost 145 pounds doing, low carb, keto, carnivore, that kind of thing. So welcome, everybody. I've been where some of you are, and I'm here, to hopefully help you on your journey, as are all the other people that follow me and come to my channel. One of those people, her name is Anna Maria, and I want to bring her on right now. Hi, Anna Maria.
Hello,
Anna Maria.
there.
Oh, I'm so glad you came, because I want to talk about your mom in just a minute, but I also want to let people know that you've been on my channel before. I've interviewed you. Tell us how much you've lost, because I keep saying 180 pounds, but it's more than that now, right?
Yeah. Just amazing how the carnivore diet takes your body to where it's got to be. I've now lost 201 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, I'm less than half my body weight. And I've never, as an adult, I don't ever remember being this size. So I'm
Yeah.
so very grateful. So very grateful.
That is amazing. I invited you here because I know you have a real special relationship with your mom, and she has been away for a few weeks. She was in Italy, and now she's back. So just talk about this for a bit.
Sure. I have an amazing mama who was widowed at 38. My dad died when I was young. She stuck it out, even though her whole family is in Italy, all of them. Everyone just kept saying, take the kids and go to Italy, take the kids. And she didn't want to take us away from our lives. I started university and my brothers were finishing up in high school. Not easy, but she managed. She kept us together. She's a woman of faith. A lot of challenges. I remember a lot of difficulties with money. But by God's grace, she stayed strong and the Lord was merciful to us. So we are a very tight-knit family. When my dad died, I was the princess. I was close to him, not necessarily my mother. So you can imagine the turmoil there.
Yeah.
not an easy thing. But
No.
having said that, I was young, and most of you, maybe you know my story, but morbidly obese most of my life. And my mom was really careful with what she tried her best to help us,
Yeah.
right? To help me, especially with the depression after my father's death.
Yeah.
Um, Being a woman of faith, she would always talk about the Lord, always encourage me to read the Word of God. At about 26 is when I grabbed a hold of the truth and started to walk with Jesus. But through it all, I always struggled with my food and my weight and just getting myself together in that regard. Um, I used to say, Ma, it's like a mountain in front of me. There's no way I can climb it. I don't even see the left or the right of it. I don't know what to do. I can't get past it. And I would say, Mommy, please pray for me. Pray. Because I knew she was a woman of prayer, right? Like, you pray and I'll get like some kind of special anointing and lose all the weight and I'll be fine. And she was like, right, this is like, you want the quick fix. You want that silver bullet, right? And she said to me, Ana Maria, I pray, but you don't go. And I was like, why would you say such a thing? That is like, Ma, what does it mean? And over time, when I was ready, she explained it to me. Look, you either believe that God is able, and if you surrender those areas in your life, then you can overcome by his grace. Or you don't have that faith and you look at the word of God and it's really toilet paper. It's either truth or it's not. This is what she explained to me. So in other words, she's telling me, get up, put your faith in the one who created you. You know he loves you. Move forward. And this was my mother's cry throughout. She's a very discerning woman.
Right.
And so sometimes she would pick things out and go, Ana Maria, I don't know. I think you got to watch this, pray about that. Do you have peace about, so for me, having a mother with such a strong faith, with a love for us, not abandoning us during the difficulties. I put her through a lot because I had a lot of
Yeah.
emotional disturbances. She encouraged me always. And when I embarked, at first it was really difficult for her because it's almost like it was a slap in the face regarding culture.
Right.
How do you tell your Italian mother, I'm not eating bread and pasta anymore? It's like, what? She was really like, now you're getting extreme. What is this? You need it in your body. You need everything. God created all these things. And I'm like, Mom, they're all tainted. Well, my mom came on board when she started to see the change in me, not just the weight change, guys, the peace in my heart, the joy, the mood changes, what we call the non-scale victories
Yeah.
and changes that were so evident. I'm very, very grateful. But my mom, when she saw that, she began to pray a little differently, just kind of, Lord, continue to put her on the path that she's supposed to be on with this food, with the workouts, with the different challenges, right? Because we all have physical things we were born with that we can't necessarily change, right? We just have to learn how to overcome and move forward.
Yeah.
And I am forever grateful for that woman. Her leaving and going to Italy, I thought I was going to be okay. I really did. And I hope that this encourages somebody out there. Emotional eating. Anybody else know anything about that? Guys, let's face it. Most of us who are like, right? And most of us who have weight issues, we know what emotional eating is. Well, I was completely triggered when she left because I thought I was going to be fine. I thought, I got this. You kidding me? I'll be just fine. My goodness. I had a lump in my throat when I drove back from the airport from dropping her off. The house was so empty. My mama. And I started to think, wow, one day she's really not going to be with me. By God's grace, she's coming back
Mm.
this time. But one day, when I started to really
Yeah.
get sad,
Mm-hmm.
so what did I do? I did not emotional eat, but how many know that when you have that struggle,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
else kind of takes its place, right? So I actually went shopping. No, I didn't buy a jet ski. I didn't buy anything crazy like that, but I bought stuff that I didn't need. And after I repented, I returned it. Yep. I totally returned everything. And I realized I was triggered.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
put in
we
place
talked
some
about
things.
this a bit. It's sort of like a replacement addiction.
Terrible. We have to catch
Yeah.
those little replacement addiction issues when they come up, and we have to nip them in
Yeah.
the bud and just say, all
Yeah.
right, what am I going to do now? Next time I'm triggered, how can I hedge that off from really,
Yeah.
going in the wrong
Yeah.
direction? I may not have gone for food, but I did something else and it wasn't good. But I'm
Yeah.
learning. And by God's
Yeah.
grace, she came back and, we had more talks, more talks. I'm learning something. I'm going to respect her more than I ever have. And of course,
Yeah.
she'll tell you I'm a good daughter. Of course, she will.
Of
But
course she
you
will.
realize, right? You realize how much you love someone when they're gone and how
Yeah.
much you really need them in your life. So I'm very grateful that I do have my mother. And for those of you who,
Yeah.
this is a difficult day, I want to tell you something. Be at peace. And I'm sorry that you're struggling. Father's Day is like that for me. It's
Mm-hmm.
not easy, but in time, it does get a little bit better. You have a little bit more peace over time. And
Yeah.
I do wish you guys the best with that
Oh,
healing.
yeah.
Not easy.
Yeah, yeah, it's true because this I think this is my second Mother's Day without my mom, and it felt weird today. And so for me, it's like I'm sort of okay. Well, my kids will say Happy Mother's Day to me. I lost my screen again, but I didn't have her to like. Normally, I'd be going over there. I'd be going over there. So yeah, it's kind of it still feels weird to me. But yeah, thank you for
Yeah. Get 'em
sharing
in.
that, Anna Maria. And
Pleasure.
I wanted to bring you on first. I did forget to talk about the giveaway, but I'm going to do that in a
Oh,
second. I wanted to bring you on first because I know that she's just got back. You've got your whole extended family is there, and so yeah, I completely understand. I know that that you will be joining them very shortly, but I just wanted to give you that chance to talk about
thank
what
you
she
for
meant to
this.
you. So
Yeah,
thank you so
yeah, she
much.
means a lot. And I hope it encourages others. And Anita, I want you
Yes.
to know you, I'm going to say it again, my sister, you are a gem. I would every opportunity to spend time with you. I'm so grateful for it. Thank you for everything you do for this community, the love you share. You mean a lot to us. So thank you so much. And may the Lord bless you
Thank you. Thank you
abundantly.
so much. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you so much. And
welcome.
we'll do it again sometime. I love to have you on anytime.
Yes,
So
sounds
okay.
good.
All right. Okay. Okay. Bye.
Lord
I'm
bless
gonna
you
go on.
guys.
I'm gonna go on to the giveaway now because I forgot to
Yes.
say it. You guys, somebody's going home with this tonight. A full size Redmonds Salt here and an element, a box of elements. We're gonna have one draw, and that is the prize. The word is mom. All you have to do is type in mom. So I want to talk about my mom for a second. I'm just going to bring this picture up. This is me and my mom. So I think I was about 3 there. You can see that she was actually very pretty. She was beautiful. I got my chubby cheeks. I don't know where those came from, but I had a rocky relationship with my mom growing up. So it's one of those things where we just didn't. I was the oldest daughter, and I don't know. She just was very, she had gone through a lot of trauma during the war. A lot of things happened. Way too long of a story to get into here. But she had, very firm views of what things should be like, and what rules to follow. My sister and I, we used to call her the sergeant, because she was, it was her way or the highway, and she was just super strict. And so I kind of grew up just not really knowing where I stood with her a lot of times, and so it sort of contributed to different things. But in the last few years of her life, I feel like things changed, and maybe a part of that was her dementia and her Alzheimer's, and some of these things are difficult to talk about, but I feel like we made peace. And so there she is. This was just a couple of years before she left us. She was living at my house by that time. And you know, she kind of became a different person. There was still the old mom in there where she liked to be in control of everything. But she also became more open about some of the things that had happened to her in her life. And as a result of that, I really got to know her in a way that I didn't know before as a child growing up. And I also feel like I really got in tune with my why. Because a lot of our food choices sometimes, and her food choices, can lead to some of the advanced diseases that she had. She used to like to say, "Oh, I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I don't have any medical issues." But she actually did. She had some big medical issues, and so she had what they call these days type 3 diabetes, which is that whole, you get the whole thing, the metabolic disorders. And she had Alzheimer's, dementia. She was diabetic, but she didn't take medication for it. She had cholesterol issues, but what was the other thing? Oh yeah, very high blood pressure. Those sorts of things. But she was happy in her own way. So I feel like I managed to make peace with her in the last few years of her life, and that has helped me go on with my journey, my own health journey, because it sort of got me in tune with my why. I could see how difficult it was for her in those last few years to be someone with those health issues, the loss of dignity, all those things. These are things that I didn't want my kids to have to go through as I got older. I feel like I want to stay as healthy as possible. I have two other guests in the studio, and I want to welcome them both. One, we will add to the stage. His name is Will. He happens to be one of my sons. The other one is Cindy. Hi, Cindy. I saw you in the live chat, and I thought, oh no, I hope she didn't lose the link. So here
No,
is.
I've got it.
Yeah. So first, I want to say happy birthday to Cindy, because today is also her birthday.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. But I don't know how long my son has, so I want to have a talk with him.
Absolutely.
So Will, are you guys on your way out for dinner or anything like that?
No, not quite yet. We've
Not
got some
quite
time.
yet?
So
Okay.
happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Can you
you.
hear me
Thank you
okay?
very much. I had a great day working on my potting bench, and so Will and I share a love of gardening. And what do you think? Do you think you got that from Nanny at all?
Oh, I bet I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was little, obviously we had the full yard garden. She liked to
Yeah.
grow everything right there
Yeah.
at home, and so I spent a lot of time, running around in that garden and eating things out of right off the vine. And
Yes.
so yeah, ever since I was little, I was always growing plants and
I
things.
know you. So Will always had a row of like these little pots of plants, and there'd be apples. Like you'd grow apples from seeds, and avocados from an avocado seed. Like you'd take bits and pieces of things you found, and you were always growing something. And what's kind of cool, I just like, so we share that love of gardening. I got it from my mom, and Will got it from my mom too, his grandma. So now we've both gotten into bonsai lately. So we're always texting each other pictures of our plants and the latest pot we have, or the latest bonsai plant that we're trying to turn into something. He's a little more advanced than I am. I'm a rank beginner, and I would say you're more intermediate. I don't know. What do you
I don't
say?
know. I think I'm still a beginner, but I've certainly been trying it for a long time. So um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. Well, and so I also want to mention that Will have he has a bonsai channel, and you're probably embarrassed that I'm even bringing it up, because you're just brand new at it. So um I probably should have given. Oh, so the channel name is just his name, Will Breeze. So if you look it up, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. I should have had that link ready, but I wasn't
yeah,
even sure if you
that's
were.
okay.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I know that's not why you're here, but I just wanted to, because I am your mom, and if I want to give you a plug, I'm proud of my kids, so I'm gonna throw that out there, right? But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
so do you have anything else that you'd like to share about Nanny, or
No, I don't really have any stories like you do. I don't. I never really thought of her as a sergeant, I think you said.
I think she
But
had I think she changed a little bit with her grandkids.
yeah, she probably mellowed out a little bit, maybe, and yeah, it was always good times there in the garden, and yeah. So I don't know. I don't really have any stories, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But you did spend a lot of time with her and Grandpa when you were
Yeah.
growing up, because we were neighbors for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was good that you had good access to them, because like I was a working mom, and so they were there for you after school and different things like that. So which I think is kind of cool. I think it's nice to grow up. I didn't get to grow up knowing my grandparents, because, one set was in another province, and the other set was a little bit removed for other reasons. So it was always important to me that you would be able to grow up knowing them, which I think is really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was always a good time there, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and I would go and visit them, of course, on like after they moved to Chilliwack, then I
Yeah.
would go there for the summer for a week or two
Yeah.
weeks and spend
Yeah.
summer vacation there and
That's right. Oh, and I
hang-
remember they took you guys camping in their camper a few times too.
oh yeah, we did a lot of camping. We went up to Hicks Lake and Sasquatch Park and all over the place. So
Yeah, yeah,
going out on the water and hiking
yeah,
and yeah, so more of that sort of love of the forest and trees and hiking and whatnot
yeah,
probably came
yeah.
from some of that as well.
I think so too. I think they, in spite of the problems that I had with my mom, for different reasons, I think that they were, both her and my dad were such a good influence on you kids. So, which
Absolutely.
makes me very happy. So.
Yeah. Hmm.
Anyways, I appreciate so much that you came, and you know, uh,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want to take up too much more of your time, and unless there's something else that. Oh, hang on. We have a question for you, Will. I'm gonna
oh,
put it on the screen. Do you mind staying for it? I just saw
I
it
don't I
pop
don't
up.
mind at all. Hmm.
Okay, perfect. Will, what did you think about your mom starting this carnivore way of eating and her YouTube channel sharing her journey? Ooh, I don't know if I want to hear this.
I mean, the carnivore thing, it seems like a really awesome opportunity to change your lifestyle, and it seems to be really helping. So that's always been good. I might have thought you were a little bit crazy starting a YouTube channel at first, and of course, at that time you already had your ketogenic woman website, and
I
so
did, yes.
obviously it was kind of a natural progression to go from that to sharing your recipes and
Yeah.
creating the channel,
Yeah.
and so that was good, and of course that became a bit of an inspiration for me to start a channel as well, although obviously not as big of a following, but kind of a niche subject and something for me to share, and in some ways I just want to use the channel to share videos with you and other friends, and so it's been useful for that, and so
it's funny because I love going and watching your videos because I feel like I'm there almost. I feel connected because we live in different cities now. And so it's harder. Like we can't get, like we used to get together on a Sunday and go to the nursery and buy plants, and we'd come home and deal with them together, but we can't do that anymore. So now I get to watch Will repotting something or doing an air layer or whatever. And he gets to watch me cook. That's about it.
Well, that's good though, because I'm not a carnivore, but of course I love to eat all of these things. They're all
somebody EH8489 wanted to know if you were carnivore. But you've been asking questions. Will did start making the yogurt.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I did.
Yeah,
And I saw that I guess it was a beef stew recipe from your last trip, and I wanted to make that. I haven't had a chance to make it yet, but I mean it's all delicious, and so I definitely want to eat it. And I have been. I don't know. For me, it's probably more being a bit lazy in the kitchen, where I'll just make some barbecue, some meat, and call that dinner, and not really do much else. But it works.
Well, you do like your meat, so and when you do come, and I know that you guys are going to be hopefully coming out in a couple of weeks, I will definitely smoke something for you, and you can even, I mean, I'll smoke whatever you like. It can be a brisket or pork ribs or anything. You just have to let me know what you'd like. Dee Lee says that it's nice that you joined on my channel for Mother's Day. I appreciate that very much. So.
You're welcome. If it was another day, I may not have wanted to join, but I thought I would come and support you on Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much. Thank you. But I know that you're, probably waiting to do something else with Shannon and your kids and all that stuff. So thank you so much. And we'll talk soon.
All right. Have a good night.
We'll text soon, I should say. All right. Love you. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. We're going to bring Cindy on. Okay. So I'm going to give there we go. Hi, Cindy. Thank you for waiting.
How are you?
I actually had given him the link, and I said if you want to join, and I just wasn't sure if he was going to or not. So it was really special to see him here. So thanks for waiting. And
not a problem. Kids are important.
They sure are. They sure are. So Cindy, one thing that I appreciated about you, I met you at KetoCon last year. You had a whole bunch of your family with you. That always kind of stayed with me, that you were there as a family. I think it was your sister and
my sister, my husband, and one of my nieces.
Okay, yeah. So you guys like came in there as a team, and came, got your picture with me and all that other kind of stuff. And I always thought, there's somebody who, family is important. They do things together, and and so I'm glad you're here. So So
Well, thank you.
tell me anything you want to tell me about your connections with your mom, and how does your family, how are they affected by these positive changes that you've made to your lifestyle?
Okay, well, first of all, about my mom. She passed away in 2002. She
Mm-hmm.
was always a pretty heavy woman, but the sweetest person. She would do anything for anyone. And we were all pretty close. In fact, I can bring up a picture of her from 1980.
Oh, there we go. That's nice. Thank
That was
you.
actually on my wedding day, my first wedding. And, but yeah, she always wanted to keep peace. You know, she had to work. I remember when I was little, she had to go to work. And, but it all was good. There for a while, I worked at the same place with her as I was growing up. But yeah, she was a wonderful person. Diet wise, you know, growing up we ate pretty good. You know, the standard stuff, you know, the potatoes, but it was a balanced meal from what we were taught back then. As we started getting older and my two older sisters moved away, then the junk started coming in the house, and because there were 5 of us kids. The 2 oldest moved out, leaving me the oldest one at home at 12. And I mean, ice cream and just nighttime eating and all this stuff. And I think that was when I started getting heavy, you know, and it was like, oh, and it, it just carried on, of course. But unfortunately, there was no dieting per se. I mean, she tried the diet workshop, and that was the cabbage soup thing, which was pretty good. But you know, there was all this different stuff. Like we all tried. You know, Mom did some, and you know,
My mom was a magazine dieter, so every new magazine that came out, she would be, you know, she would tape that diet of the week onto the fridge. So that, you know,
the diet
that's
of the
what we
week.
called it. Yeah, the diet of the week. Cool. It would be taped onto the fridge, and we would all be following the diet of the week.
Right. Now, unfortunately, she's gone. My husband's mother just passed away in October. She had dementia. So when you were talking about your mom, Anita, yeah, she was always happy-go-lucky. She was in a home, and we would go to see her. Before we moved away, we went and saw her frequently. Once we moved, when we went back to New Hampshire, we'd go see her. She knew right away who we were all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And she was really a good person, but boy, that woman was stubborn. Oh my word. She was stubborn. And yeah, that disease, it's not what took her, but she wound up getting RSV.
Oh,
and within days, she was gone within days.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was, we butted heads quite a bit, her and I. Like, we're both as stubborn as the day is long, and there was nobody going to outdo the other one. But as far as being a mom, I have 2 sons and 1 stepdaughter. And, you know, they've seen me go through all this with keto and lose the 100 pounds and get my health back on track, get off blood pressure medicine after so many years. And finally, after 3.5 years, my oldest son, who has Crohn's, finally is trying to eat just meat. Okay. Trying. It's hard because money-wise, it's really tough for them. My younger son, his girlfriend, and his daughter are all doing keto. They had tried it over a year or so ago. They did it for a while and lost some weight, and then they went off of it. And it was like a couple months ago, he says, Mom, we're going to do this. And he said, I don't have any choice because Karen's saying, everything out of the house that's not keto. That's it. And I said, well, good for her. I just talked to my son the other day, and he's lost 41 pounds. He's got a long way to go, but it's a start, and I'm so proud of them. It's like, yay. So it's good. So being the influence behind it and setting the example first. Thanks to my sister Debbie. You mentioned about us all being together. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have done this. She got me started with keto, and yeah, she did it. But
That's good.
It is, and you know, I did a video a while back about a family update because there's like 6 of us doing keto right now.
Really?
My husband inclusive. So it's Debbie, Brian, myself, and 3 of my nieces. Unless they have fallen by the wayside since then. But there is a family update where all totaled, there was over 300-pound loss.
Wow, that is amazing.
So it was pretty good. But yeah, there's a video, I think it's called Family Update or something, where they all sent me their stories and I read them on the video.
Okay, that's cool.
And shared before and after pictures.
I'll have to look for that. That's
it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So having family behind and follow suit, especially with my boys, because I've been so worried about them. It's like, it's so impressive to me. Wow. Because I tried pushing.
Yeah,
but you can't do it.
You can't. I mean, I learned that a long time ago.
Oh.
And you know, with me, I mean, my kids grew up watching me go up and down, following this, that, and the other thing. You know, this is kind of the first time I've stuck with something for so long. So, but I still feel like, you know, you can't push anything on anybody. You just have to
they
set
had
the
to decide
example.
for themselves,
exactly,
and make up their own minds and figure it out. And you can set the example, but you can't do anything more than that. And it's frustrating when one of your kids is sick, and you know that they'll benefit from it, and they still don't listen. Then you just want to choke them.
I know. But I mean, to have 6 of your family members, you know, doing keto, I think I mean, that's more than anyone I ever have known to influence. Like you're influencing a lot of your family. So that's great.
Yeah. Between my sister and I can't take all that credit.
Right.
But my husband, now, when I first started, there were 7 people living in our house. In New Hampshire. It was my husband and myself, my son, his kids, and his girlfriend. And I'm going to tell you, I was the only one keto. And I was doing all the cooking. And I would buy all the groceries, but that means they paid rent and everything. So if they wanted stuff like chips and that, I bought it. They were giving me the money for it. If they wanted potatoes, I was making them. But it didn't mean I had to eat them.
Right.
You know, the protein was what I wanted. Any keto sides is what I knew I could eat. Anything over and above that was either potatoes or rice or something like that. And I had no problem making it for them. But it was a couple weeks. And my husband's like, I'm not doing that. Within 2 weeks, he came to me and he said, I'm going to try it.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, he's a type 1 diabetic. His A1C was at 7.9, and it is now 6.4.
Wow.
And as a type 1, it's really hard to get into a normal range. It can happen.
Yep.
It's really hard because out of the blue, I mean, he can sit there and eat a steak and his sugars can go up.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And he actually saw Dr. Barry. Yeah. Just real quick, he saw Dr. Barry at Keto Palooza and he asked him a question about that, just that. And Dr. Barry told him, unfortunately, with type 1, it's so sporadic. It is so unpredictable that you can have those 200 blood sugars out of the blue for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. But for the most part, they're pretty level. And it's just so happy to see that, because he has struggled a lot.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
Yes.
So there is a question for you, Cindy, in the audience here. I've got it on the screen. Anne would like to know how much total weight you have lost.
I started keto September of 2020. I wasn't at my highest then, but I had lost from that about 100 pounds within 23 months. And I've pretty much maintained that. I go up and down, that little roller coaster, short roller coaster. But for the most part, I've maintained that since then. So over a year now.
Yeah.
So but the biggest thing, other than weight loss, is I was on blood pressure medication for over 50 years.
Yeah.
Starting when I was a teenager. I don't have to take it anymore. It's so freeing. It's been over a year now where I haven't had to take that.
That's
it's
amazing.
Like, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the last time I went to the doctor, they took my blood pressure and I was sick. I had an infection and my blood pressure was 120 over 70. Usually when you go in sick, your blood pressure's up, everything's off kilter. It's crazy. But yeah, it was great. I'm like, oh, yes.
That's wonderful. So just Jason Keto says a lot of people will listen until you have to cut out the bread and pasta, and that's when you lose them. And I kind of agree with that. I feel like people really, but those are hard things for them to give up.
I've talked to a lot of people about keto, and they're like, no bread, no pasta, no potatoes. I'm out. Yeah. No way.
Yep.
Thank you, Donna. But yes, it's so freeing. In fact, the only prescribed medication I take, I have lymphedema in both of my legs, primary and secondary, and I take a pill for edema. That's it. And then my supplements, because most people can get stuff from their food. After gastric bypass, you can't. It's just, and they had told me that going in, you'd have to supplement pretty much the rest of your life. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If that's the worst that happens right now, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm getting too old for anything else.
Exactly. So Cindy, I know that, and you didn't ask me this, but I'm just going to say it anyways, because I know you're going to hack your health, and that you're trying to organize a dinner for the Friday night. So how do people get a hold of you if they want to partake in that dinner? Like for those that are going to
put my email right in the chat. Just if they can email me.
Okay.
I'll put it in there now. I have already made a reservation at the restaurant. And I've got it roughly at 15 people. There's going to be Wendy and Harry of Loving It on Keto.
Okay.
Karen and Therese from Low Carb Spin.
Yeah, I saw that they were in the live chat. So welcome, you guys.
And then my sister and I, Christy from Meeting Wellness and her mom.
Okay.
And then a couple other people said, have messaged me and said, well, I'd like to go. I said, I just need a head count. That's it. Okay. The restaurant has been great. I rounded up to 15 because I had like 9 people at the time.
Yeah.
I said, when's the last minute that I can add to it? He said the day of is fine.
Okay.
He's going to contact me and with the final count and all that stuff. But my email, if you're in the area, whether you're going to hack your health or not.
Okay. Put your stuff in there and meet up with Cindy. While you're doing that, Cindy, I'm just going to remind people about the giveaway. So we have a box of Redmonds and a box of LMNT. and a package of Redmonds Salt. This is like a full-size shaker. It's the ancient fine sea salt. That is going to somebody who wins the giveaway tonight. How many entries have we got? 92 entries so far. So all you have to do is type the word mom into the comments and you will be entered to win.
That's nice. I tried to put that in, Anita, and it wouldn't come up. It said it failed.
Okay.
At 7:44.
Okay.
But I can give it to you if you want to put it in the description afterwards.
I can do that. And also so your channel,
or they can check out my channel. That's right.
Yeah, your channel's the same name as your name. So Cindy Demanch. Yeah,
and it has 3839 at the end.
Okay. All right. So I'm sure they will find you, and I'll link to it as well in the video notes afterwards.
Okay.
And also,
yes.
So I had I know that there's a couple other people that have showed up in the chat here that I had reached out to, and I wasn't sure. Maybe they didn't get my email, or if they just didn't, if there's anyone, we have 10 or 15 minutes left. If there's anyone who wants to hop in and join us on here, there's still a chance to do that. And Melissa Urbani will give you the link. I'm just putting that out there. Other than that, we'll just keep talking.
Yeah, I see Susan has a question.
Oh, Susan has a question.
At 7:44, right after mine wouldn't take.
Okay,
I say 7:44 my time.
Well, yeah, mine is different. Oh, does Cindy know about the Life Pro plate and rebounder benefits?
I do. In fact, if I move over here, there's my rebounder right there.
Cool. Okay.
And I have a vibration plate right back here on the floor. So yes.
So you're
mine
finding
is pretty much controlled.
You're finding them helpful?
Yes. But with taking the pills for edema, and I wear compression socks daily.
Okay.
I have primary and secondary lymphedema. Primary is congenital. Secondary is due to surgeries and infections. And after I had my knees replaced, and one got infected, but it was the surgery that got the secondary going.
Mm-hmm.
But I never knew I had primary at all. And that's something I was born with, evidently.
Oh, wow.
It's really strange because I never even gave it a thought. But when my kids were little, when my boys were little, you know how kids come and they'll put their elbow on your thigh or whatever?
Yeah.
I had so much pain when they would do that. And I never knew why. It had to be that. That's the only thing I could think of. Because overall, typically, from what I've read, with lymphedema, there's really not a lot of pain.
Right.
It just can be a lot of swelling.
Okay.
Lipedema is associated, it goes along with pain most of the time.
Okay, yeah.
So it's really strange. In fact, Miriam Bear and I are going to schedule a video and talk about lymphedema and lipedema.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think a lot, because there's a lot of confusion about which one is which, mm-hmm. and so yeah, any information like that that can go out there is definitely helpful.
Yeah, it's something that's not talked about a lot, and it's sad because it's so prevalent, right? There's so many people that have it that it's just not talked about.
Right. Yeah.
So we're gonna get together one of these days when she's not busy.
Okay, I'm just gonna switch over to the chat here because I don't see the chat right now. And see, Debbie says when she can't go outside and walk twice a day, her rebounder is the best thing. Winter weather, icy weather, rainy, New England weather, rebounder can be a good benefit. So
where in New England, Debbie? Because I was in Nashua, New Hampshire before I moved to Kentucky.
That is a good thing to have those extra things. I'm in the Pacific Northwest, like Western Canada, but sort of above Seattle. So that Pacific Northwest weather can be very rainy. Christina would like to know, what does a rebounder do?
The rebounder, as well as the vibration plate, they help with the lymphatics, with the lymphatic system, with the blood flow through your lymph nodes. And when you have lymphedema, and I don't know all the stats about it, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form in the medical field, it just helps keep the blood flowing. You know, we all need blood flow to the heart, obviously.
Yeah.
And when you have swelling in your lymph nodes, especially like in your legs and your arms, and it's really tough. It's yeah, you just got to keep things moving.
Yeah, for sure. Bonnie says that Dr. Ben Bickman just did a metabolic talk on lymphedema and lymphedema, and to check it out on his insulin IQ.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bonnie.
There's a lot. He puts a lot of good stuff out. So
I'll tell you, back in May of, I want to say 21. No, it must have been 22. I was watching a video of Dr. Baker speaking with someone about lymphedema. And I left a comment about it, about what I had and everything. And I got word that he wanted to interview me on a Zoom thing, which we had done in May of 22. That was before I started my channel. I was a nervous wreck being interviewed by Dr. Baker. But it was interesting for sure.
Yeah. I saw that interview. So yeah, if you guys want to find that, go to Cindy's channel.
Yeah, that's on my playlist.
Thanks for the super chat, Susan. Need money to buy my parents' ground beef when I visit tomorrow. Trying to gift protein and fat instead of material things. Well, that's pretty cool. Thank you. Adam says he reversed his gastric bypass after 10 years. How long have you had yours?
I had mine in 2007. And I actually saw you saying about this in one of the chats that I was in, that you had yours reversed. I can't imagine that. I really can't. I've talked to my doctor about it. She said, I don't know many doctors that would touch that. So good luck with that. Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the gastric bypass is so invasive. They reroute your intestines. All this stuff. They cut off part of your stomach and they staple it aside, and it's crazy. I can't imagine having it reversed.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess people will do what they need to do for whatever reasons.
That's what I said. Good luck with that. That's amazing that they did that.
Smiling for You says, I have both the rebounder and the vibration plate. Rebounder is difficult for me. I still do it a minute at a time periodically throughout the day as I do the vibration plate. I guess
just when you walk past it, just get on a couple jumps and get back off. I mean, yeah, it's every little bit will help you.
Just Jason Keto, thank you very much for the gifting of a membership. That is awesome. That is so generous.
He is. Okay. He's awesome.
He sure is. He's always here, encouraging people to hit the like button. Bonnie says, my motto is to lead by example, be a mentor, and I am pleased that my daughters notice it.
That's awesome.
So that is very cool. Yes. Just looking for some chats that I've seen in here. Okay. Ron says, congratulations, Cindy.
Thank you, Ron.
And Deb says her husband has come so far and he's now calling some of his favorites like peanut butter trigger foods. That's
Wow.
interesting. Yeah. Okay, so your last reminder, we're in the last 5 minutes here. Your last reminder about the giveaway. We are going to draw. So I think we'll go ahead and do that draw right now, and because I need to get the person's name and tell them how to contact me. So let's get ready to do that. Put in mom. It's your last chance to put mom into the thing here. Just write it in the comments, and we are coming up with the, there we go. So let's do that draw. Kim Allman, you are the lucky winner. You have won this, and I will be sending that to you. But what I need you to do is to send me an email at ketogenicwoman@gmail.com. Let me know your contact information. In order for me to send it to you, I need your full name and address. And so if you could send that to me as soon as possible, then we'll get this out to you as soon as possible, and it'll be coming your way. So we are just in the last few minutes here. I am going to just go back to the question chat here because I thought that I saw one more question. No, I didn't. Okay, so we're just down to our last couple of minutes. I just want to see who's still, so we have, we still have 2 people in the studio who have not left us. Hello. Hello, you're still here, both of you. Okay, I wasn't sure. Thanks, guys, for coming. I didn't realize that you were still there, Will, until I saw you down there. So thanks for staying.
You're welcome.
And
Happy
yeah,
Mother's Day.
thank you again for that. And Cindy, I really appreciate that you came and talked about.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm going to show you one more picture if it's okay. This is me and my boys. Oops. Kind of hard to see.
Okay, well, I can kind of see it. Well,
I'm trying to get there. My one son's face is off. But yeah, they're both over 6 feet. They're both about 6 foot, and I'm about 5'4".
Yeah.
It's like,
you're taller than you're taller than me, Cindy. Everybody is taller than me, it seems. Yeah.
Just a little. I did get to meet you, remember? I saw you.
I know. I'm
sorry we couldn't hook up in Tennessee.
Yeah. Well,
my husband had to go to the doctor, and I was like, oh.
That's okay. You wanted to do it and you couldn't, but that's okay. I was rescued by another person, so and
that worked out well because she was there anyway.
Very well, she was. That was good. So that worked out well. Will, you're over 6 feet, so he's a tall one too.
I gotta tell you, my youngest grandson is 15. Yeah, he's been playing baseball since he was in T-ball. He's already having colleges alerted to watch him. Oh, he's a freshman in high school. He is 6'1".
Wow.
And the doctors told my son, and by the time he's done growing, he's probably going to be about 6'4".
Oh, wow.
I'm like, holy, and this kid is tall and just skinny. I mean, just a rail. They've got him in the weight room at the high school. Because he plays ball
very
for
cool.
School.
That's very cool. So has anyone noticed on the banner at the bottom? I really wanted to point that out and thank Melissa because we're into the dying couple minutes here. Melissa has put Happy Mother's Day in I don't know how many different languages. And I just want, Martha, I know you're out there. I saw your name. It's in Klingon as well. So I wanted you to know that. And Will, you probably would have noticed something like that too, right?
That's awesome.
There it is. And there's, I don't know how many different languages she got, but there's a lot of them there. And so to me, that was really fun. But we're in our last minute, so I want to really thank everybody for coming and for, you know, any little comments you made in the live chat here about your moms or, you know, mom figures, that kind of thing. It is so awesome that you guys chose to come and spend Sunday night here with us. Thank you very much. We will see you next week. I have Serena from Carnivore Revolution will be our guest next week. She'll tell her story and what she's doing these days, and looking forward to that. So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody. See you again.